Yes, Fez as an entity, as a person, as a human being. Who is this person? It is hard to pinpoint into few sentences to be constructed at this very moment. He's an entity people think about, people meet, but really not comprehend in one go. He is Hamilton in one way, rolled into a modern generation, inspiring us to reach for our own one shot over here. He makes us believe in our own little songs inside us. And yes, he is someone you need to meet to believe that he exists, because he is otherwise too exceptional to believe otherwise. And that is Fez.
So tell me about a memory, a thought that you have, a story. Like a fun story. It can be many stories, it can be one, it can be just a...
Of many stories, wow, yes, there is definitely so many stories. Oh my god, so many stories. Too much time has been spent. All this time when we are alone in the city, when the world of SIPA leaves New York to go and develop the world. We are left alone in this house to our own devices and plots. Things have happened in this house which I shall not go too much to delve into. TikTok videos and otherwise, but it's fine. It's great. Those memories should be there for us to see. But yes, I should leave it at that as usual, because the world is not ready yet.
Last message is he's leaving us tomorrow. He's going to DC. Hate to tell you, but he is leaving. And he'll be back, but probably he won't live here. So it won't be the same. So tell him. Last messages. How was the last 2 years? Full conclusion.
A lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts. Clearly did not take writing and speech class in SIPA. Should have taken that 1.5. James Holt, I hate you for not taking me, but it's fine. This is life. SIPA regrets. But I guess a simple way to tell. I'll see you in DC, bro. It's a house here, it's a house there. We make adventures happen wherever we go.
Nijin, what are the similarities between you and Fez?
There's so much. Got a lot of similarities. But not also a lot of similarities. It's like we vibe on certain levels, but then Fez is on a higher, less crass path than I am, so it's fine. I'm more of like I would be like a Cardi B booty shaker situation on the left. Fez is more like, I guess, a Madonna voguing on the higher level there. So we are what we are. It's great. So yeah, that's what we are.
And we're rolling. So tell me. Pretend I'm Fez. What do you want to say?
Hi, Faz. You are the most kind, the sweetest human being that I met at SIPA. Definitely, you'll be in my mind forever. Before I came to SIPA, I had never thought that I'm gonna meet a person who is gonna be having so much bonding with me. There are many reasons that why we are so close friends. We are getting along with each other so well. You used to be in Guangdong, where I worked for 8 years. You love Chinese food. I love the Chinese food too, the dumplings. And we were in the DP program. We have the same passion for sustainable development. We care about others, and particularly you care so much about the world, the people in the rest of the world, and you care about the people around you. I've never seen a person who is like as kind as you are. And also you are the best coach for tennis ever. we spent so much time together playing tennis, and you have taught me so much. You're the most amazing tennis coach I have ever had. Well, I would never want to say goodbye to you, because I feel like no matter where we are, either like I'm in China, you are in the United States, or I will have a chance to stay, just distance will never separate us apart. I just wanted to let you know, wish you success in your career in the bank, and wish you will stay as who you are forever. You are the most kind, most lovely, most caring person that I've ever seen. And I hope even after years and years, when we see each other again, it will be still the same Faz that I have in my mind. And I believe you will be. And definitely in the future, if you have any chance to visit China again, no matter which part of China that you're gonna be, just let me know. I'll be there for you, buddy.
And what's a funny story? Or your favorite story? Or
my favorite story?
Memory.
My memory? Okay. My favorite memory would definitely be playing tennis with you, Faz. I can still remember like our first tennis match. I knew you were like trying to let me win, but still I lost like with a terrible score. But that was the best match that I have ever had. From that moment I start to realize, oh my God, you are so good. This is such a like tennis talent. And then we spent so much together playing tennis, and you were trying to train me as a professional. And I told you, don't be having mercy on me. And you were like very professional coach. And that was the best time. And also I would want to say, in addition to playing tennis, you have given me so many beautiful memories about SIPA, about development, about DP, about the world.
CPAC?
CPAC, oh my God, that's another wonderful thing that has ever happened to me when I'm in New York. I can still remember like when we get together from time to time with Julie, with Joy, with Annie, and we were together talking about God, talking about every week's ups and downs, and we share our happiness together, we share our sorrows together, we share our worries together. We were there for each other. You guys are so supportive. That was the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me. I love CPAC. I love you people.
Yeah. Any last words for Faz?
The last words, okay. Faz, remember, you're my favorite. You are the most beautiful human being in the world. Always stay simple, caring, as you are now. And let's fight for a better world. And I'll be there for you no matter where you are, and no matter when you're gonna need help, just let me know. I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
Alright, Faz, keep being the ray of sunshine that you have been all these 2 years to us and to everyone else you meet. And what's the second one?
And also like a memory that you guys have together. Like what do you think of when you think of Faz?
Okay, this is really weird, but it's just some long nights at TC. While he was pretending to study but watching Friends really loudly in his earphones. And because I am so obsessed with Friends, like I would actually be mouthing the words of what he was watching. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Except that, I mean, I obsess about all of his Instagram stories, so like they definitely like light up my day. So that's probably the other thing. Yeah.
And last question is, why do you think, what kind of person is he? Explain him to someone that doesn't know him.
Oh my god. Like, in addition to him being a social butterfly, he's just like the kindest person. And we were actually talking earlier how like there are lots of people who like everybody, but Faz is just so genuinely kind to everybody. And yeah, I don't know one person who doesn't love Faz. Yeah.
Faz. He's an extremely talented, redefining, extra, crazy, weirdo person that you can depend upon with your life. You can trust him with your life. But he is all things funny, but also extremely smart. So he's my best friend. That's Faz.
Can you tell me, like a memory, a good memory, a couple good memories? It can be a series of memories, some things that happened. Like, what happened with Faz and who is he? And tell me it.
Good memories. Well, I have too many good memories with Faz. All my memories with Faz, well, most of them are good stuff because he's been with me through the good stuff and the bad stuff. I think my favorite memory of him will always be the time that we went partying on New Year's Eve. We partied so much that we got kicked out of the club at like 4:30 in the morning and walked out with 3 bottles of free liquor. And apart from that, we were stalking this girl at a class, in CBA class, who was just shopping for $5,000 every week and looking up apartments for $8,000. So we were convinced that she's like a princess from Southeast Asia. So yeah, top 2, definitely.
So Faz is leaving. So any last thoughts on the last 2 years of you guys and in general, like what you've all experienced and yeah, thoughts?
No. I'm in complete denial that he's actually moving to DC. I don't think I've come to terms with it. It's going to be very different New York without Fez. Just, I guess, like something for Fez to take with him to DC, just for him to just be unabashedly himself the way he is. Even though you might have moments when you really question whether that's the right thing to do, just believe in yourself because you're a really good person and you never let those who trust you or who love you down. Just be you. And don't go to DC. Stay in New York.
Best lesson Fez ever taught you? You can think about it for 10 seconds.
No, I know the lesson that Fez taught me. Fez taught me that you have a support system that you should fall back on, and you shouldn't be afraid to fall back on your friends because that's what friends are there for. And he consistently showed me that what a good friend he was and how I could always trust him to be there for me. Yeah.
Any other questions from the audience? Wow, everyone's like crying over here. Any last words? Last words. Any last thoughts that you felt like you missed or anything else that you wanted to add?
Nothing. I'm really gonna miss Fernando. New York's not gonna be the same for me, at least, without Fez. And I hope that he's happy. I know he's gonna be happy professionally in DC. And I wish him nothing but abundance of joy, just all the happiness in the world, all the love in the world, because that's what Fez is. Just a big package of love and joy.
I'm so glad that I met you just this semester, Fernando, because you literally have brought such a ray of sunshine into this semester, and every time I hang out with you, whether it's in DC or New York or playing tennis, it just totally brightens up my day.
Okay, what's a favorite memory?
I would have to say dancing in this basement club in Washington, D.C. with you and Ali and Anas, super sweaty. That's something I'll never forget. That was such a fun trip. But then also, I would say playing tennis with Kate's brother when he was here and feeling super bummed, and Kate says like, you're the perfect person to cheer him up. I feel like that's what you do to people. You like brighten them up, you lift them up, and you give people such optimism, and that's just who you are as a person, and it's the sweetest kind of person.
Perfect. Describe Fez to someone that doesn't know him.
Oh
Do
God,
it a
I feel
little
like
bit.
I just did that.
I know, but a little extra. Someone who has no idea.
You're just this like complete burst of energy and sunshine in everyone's life that you're just the best type of person to have around, to be around, and you completely lift people's spirits up and in the best way.
Oh, Fernando? Let me tell you something about Fernando. I remember sweet Fernando. He was the first person I met at SIPA. He was one of the kindest souls. He approached me with a candor and a vigor like I've never experienced before. What a man. What a man.
What about a
I'm gonna
memory?
leave that. Yeah, that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's
Thank
perfect.
you. Yeah.
Tell us a memory.
Okay.
Look back into your history.
Yeah.
What's a memory that kind of stands out in your mind? Can be anything. Take a second.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Okay. Oh, Fernando, I have a memory. It was a recent memory actually, and this is a true memory. I was walking up Broadway Avenue, beautiful street, and on my right hand side I passed by a coffee shop, and all of a sudden I see these waving arms through the window, and it was none other but Fernando, Fez, my heart, my soul. And he waved me inside, and it was him, it was Ali, and it was Suhim, two other good friends of his. And then to be counted among that company, especially in recent history, in recent time, like, nothing better than that. To see him just spur the moment, that was what I loved about Fernando.
Last
So
messages. He's leaving. Perfect. Last messages. He's leaving. He's
Oh,
gone.
that's fucked up.
He's gone. He's gonna leave us all. What is the last thing you want to say? Who is this? And what's the last thing you just want to tell him? Parting wisdom.
Oh, Fernando, you're leaving us for the District of Columbia, and I don't blame you. I mean, jobs are important and stuff, or whatever, but I can tell you this. I have some family that lives in DC, I have other friends that live in DC, and now I have you in DC, and I promise that I will be seeing you sooner than you can imagine.
Okay, hi Fez. We met because you let me leave my suitcases in your apartment over the summer, and that was super nice of you because you didn't know me. And thanks for inviting me to this party, and I know you're a super hard worker and it's super inspirational, and I know you'll do great things in DC and traveling the world, and have a good time.
And he's pretty cool. They have a good relationship.
They
so
do.
tell us about that.
My dad doesn't talk about many students, but he does not stop talking about Fernando at the dinner table. He goes on and on about you, how you're so reliable, and yeah, so we know if he talks about you that much, you must be a really, really cool guy.
Fer, qué lástima que te vas. Te vamos a extrañar muchísimo. Nueva York nunca va a ser igual sin ti. Pero bueno, la verdad es que ha sido una maravilla conocerte. Ha sido una de las personas como que en muy poco tiempo se ha convertido en muy buen amigo. Creo que te va a ir súper bien en Washington. La vas a pasar increíble. Ya estamos un poco envidiosos de Washington por tenerte allá. Pero bueno, iremos a visitar y siempre tienes una casa en Harlem cuando quieras volver. Al menos mientras estemos ahí. Pásala poca madre.
Favorite memory.
Favorite memory, bueno, no sé, que cada vez que has pasado, cada rato que has pasado en el departamento ha sido increíble. Literal pasas por unas chelas y acabamos hablando de la infinidad del mundo, y eso creo que siempre lo voy a apreciar mucho de ti. Y me gusta mucho que te gusta tener gente alrededor, no solo en tu casa, sino ser parte de sus vidas y de los lugares a los que tienes que, en donde está la gente. Eso creo que es una de las cosas más valiosas que tienes y nunca lo pierdas. Chao. Diviértete.
Explain Fez to someone that doesn't know him.
Fernando es una de las personas más energéticas que he conocido, más easygoing. Es una persona con una personalidad bastante fuerte, pero amable al mismo tiempo, y con la capacidad de escucharte, procesar lo que estás diciendo y dar una respuesta coherente con eso. Creo que eso rara vez lo encuentra uno en la gente. Estamos muy obsesionados con tener la razón ahora, y creo que eres de las pocas personas que escuchan. That's it.
Hey Fez, it's me. This is a message to wish you the best of luck in your move and in your new role. I just want to say to you, please, please, please never change. You are such an amazing human being. You have a heart of gold, and you've made my time at SIPA certainly so special. So don't ever change. My favorite memory of you actually was the day that they had the dogs in the engineering school, and for some reason you and I had signed up to go and see the puppies, and they were for stress, and it was just the two of us from SIPA that went across and stood in line, and then we had the most wonderful cuddles with these dogs, and it was just such a nice chill out moment in the middle of all the SIPA madness. And also obviously big shout out for being fellow PA and surviving the wrath of the management team between us as well. You were a huge support with all of that. And the last thing is I have to describe you to someone that doesn't know you, and I would just say that you are the one of, if not the kindest person that I ever know. You are just such a loving and caring person, and you would do anything for everybody. You go out of your way to make people feel welcome from all walks of life and whatever scenario, and I just know that if you carry that with you in the future, you're gonna do such amazing things. So please stay in touch. You have to come meet Bubba when he arrives, and love you so much. Bye.
So, let me explain you. Fez. I met Fez in orientation. He was my peer advisor, and I fell in love in the first moment. Fez was amazing. He came with so much energy. He was so helpful. He was guiding all of us, and he brought so much love and so much magic to the group. He was just amazing. And after that, one day he came to me and he told me, I have a secret for you. I was like, hey, what's up? I was like, Ali, you are my favorite. Eres mi favorito. I was like, oh wow, Fez, well, you too are my favorite. And I guess I had no choice. I became his favorite, he became my favorite, and it was that. And who is Fez? If I want to explain Fez, and I always explain Fez to my friends, he's somebody who's so genuine. He puts his heart in everything he does. And this is one of the things he taught me. He sees beauty in everything and everywhere. He sees beauty in the most simple things, and he brings the best out of people because he sees that beauty inside of them.
So, tell me some stories. I'd like to know some stories. I'd like to know 3 stories. Number 1 story I'd like to know is a story of you guys just chilling. The best time that you guys just chilled together. Another story, craziest story, and also no, I'd like to know, and also the most time that he ever brought communities together. 3 stories. Crazy, also just chilling, and that he brought people together. I'll ask him in one at a time, whichever one you just want to start with.
Okay, so a story when Fez brought community together. I was just moving back to New York. I had no place to stay in, and I really needed somewhere to crash. So he very generously offered his place, and he talked with his roommates. They were very welcoming and very generous as well, and I came to stay with them. But then my best friend from Jordan was visiting, and I was trying to find him a place, and Fez was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course he's staying with us. And he ended up staying with us as well, and we called it the hostel because their house was basically a hostel, and there were 7 people of us in a tiny apartment. But he brought community, he made it work, he made sure that everybody was still happy, that everybody's needs were still met, and that's Fez. He really brings community. And he planned a whole weekend of sightseeing and going kayaking in the Hudson and falling in the Hudson, and it was amazing.
So tell me a crazy story, like a party, all-out story of you guys going out.
My memory is bad with those.
Well, last night was pretty good.
Definitely.
Okay, we'll come back to that. You think of it. Tell me a message for Fez. Just that he's leaving tomorrow. So, what do you want to say? Like, you're his mini-me. It's my mini-me. You're his mini-me.
Be careful.
What do you feel?
What do I feel? That I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, you should get into it. That's what I'm saying.
What I would advise Fez, I would say most importantly, keep your passion. It's really what makes you you, and it makes you do everything in an amazing way that is so unique, and nobody else can do it the same way you can do it. And eres del putas, just stay that way, be the best version you can be, always question what you think, but always trust what your heart says as well, because it's a really good heart and you should always trust it.
Any last words? Oh no. I wanna, okay, I don't know. I wanna like spark more. So tell me like the time that you were most, tell me.
Did you know that he was your friend?
That he was similar to you guys, that you guys were twins. When did you know that there was like such a bond between you that like no one even understands? Because like everyone is like obsessed with your relationship. You know it. Like we're like, why do you have such a friendship like this? We all are like this. So when did you like feel that and explain that? First of all, when did you feel that you guys had like a friendship that was like more than just the norms? Take a second through that. We'll dance.
Well, I really knew that Fez became really my friend because all of his cohort would... Wait, again.
Keep going. Yes. Action.
Yeah, let me put my thoughts together. Yeah. So basically I really knew that Fez became my friend because all of his cohort would come and I would meet somebody new from his cohort and they would be like, oh, you are Ali. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, Fez talked so much about you, so it's you. I'm like, yeah, it's me. And they're like, oh, okay. And in their mind, they're looking at a superhero or like a prophet because Fez has talked about me in such high regards. And they're a bit disappointed, but at the same time, I was really flattered that Fez is going around talking about me, and he was really happy with our friendship. Another thing is that Fez has taught me so much. So, of course, he has taught me Spanish, the bad words, the good words, the grammar, all of it. He taught me how to see beauty in people, absolutely. And he taught me how to put my heart in everything I do. and he taught me some very, very geeky dance moves. and yeah, he taught me how to be a better version of myself. I think absolutely Fez has been my role model. I always say it jokingly, but it is true. Fez has been my role model. I look up to him in so many ways, and I really aspire to be somebody like him.
My message for Fez is that Ron will always be the hottest character in Harry Potter.
Alright, tell us a memory, a good memory.
Obviously eating Taco Bell and watching Harry Potter every week, and I hate you for leaving us, and we will continue to watch Harry Potter when you're gone. Sorry.
Okay, describe Fez. No one knows him. Should we be friends with Fez? Who is this guy?
Oh no, I'm gonna cry if I describe Fez. Fez is the nicest person you will ever meet. He was like my first friend at SIPA. He was one of 2 of the best peer advisors, and I have to say that because Julie's recording this. And he just like made us feel so welcome, and he just has so much energy and like is the nicest person you'll ever meet. Actually, my friend is visiting right now, and she just said that she asked her friend like what's the one thing that she should do in New York, and he said meet Fez. So that explains Fez.
I will do this the office style. Fez, what was the first question again?
Message for Fez, he's leaving. You'll never see him again.
Ok, te deseo la mejor suerte del mundo, sé que te va a ir increíble y todo el mundo que te conozca te va a amar tanto como nosotros te quisimos en el momento en el que te conocimos. Eres lo máximo, Fez, te lo he dicho 1000 veces en el group chat, te he avergonzado varias veces. Y te acepto aun cuando vas a recoger basura a Brooklyn.
A memory of Fez.
A memory of Fez. Okay. Orientation week. I actually me di cuenta de la persona que eras desde el primer momento en el que te conocí, porque eras muy, te importaba todo el mundo, siempre estuviste al pendiente de todos nosotros y eras como nuestro papá DP. Te queremos, Fez.
And describe Fez to someone who doesn't know him.
Caring. If I have to choose one word, caring. Like, you care so much about people, and I don't know, Fez, everyone who knows you like really loves you the second they meet you, and I know you will have a great time in the World Bank again.
Fez es la persona con más energía que conoces, con ganas de ayudar a todos, servicial, amigable, feliz y alguien que va a cambiar el mundo, estoy segura, y ojalá regrese a Ecuador para cambiar Ecuador.
Perfect memory.
Me acuerdo cuando estaba viendo si venía a Colombia y encontré la lista de estudiantes del DP y vi que había un ecuatoriano y dije voy a escribir, qué vergüenza, y era Fez. Le mandé un mensaje y me respondió de la forma más amigable, dijo que me iba a ayudar en todo y fue la primera vez que hablé con él y me di cuenta, wow, qué suerte, hay una persona tan increíble, y luego lo conocí en persona y me di cuenta que es hasta mejor de lo que me esperaba.
Message for Fez, he's leaving, last things that you're ever gonna say to him.
Fez, te deseo la mejor suerte del mundo, vas a tener un trabajo increíble, estoy segura de que te va a ir súper bien, pero espero que vayas a Ecuador. Ecuador necesita gente como tú, gente que tiene tanta energía, tanta pasión, y ojalá vayas porque el país necesita gente como tú, todo el mundo necesita más Fez, te vamos a extrañar.
Fez is an incredibly unifying force. He is someone who was able to somehow bring a group of 60 strangers all together and somehow find the commonalities that we all had, and somehow, without actually being from New York City, introduce all 60 people to New York City. And me having lived here for 3 years before he arrived, he was showing me around to things that I had never seen and never experienced. So I would say, if you have never met him, he is an incredibly unifying force in the best way possible, and he's someone who can make anyone feel comfortable and vulnerable enough to share their deepest stories with.
Perfect. Alright, second one is, yeah, that was fucking amazing. Okay, turn this way though. Second thing is, but look at him still. The second thing, no, not him. Second thing is a memory. Go.
I would say my memory of Fez is the very first memory I had of him during orientation, before anyone knew anyone and before I even knew his name. He made all of us try out to win the Hamilton tickets that he had won in a lottery, but so graciously gave up because he had already seen Hamilton and wanted to give the experience to someone else, even though he could have experienced it himself for a second time, which is already showcasing his generosity. And he made us do all the first fun and silly thing that we had done together as a group, because at that point it had just been like, you know, orientation lectures. And I will never forget the most like hilarious you know, rap battles and people just trying to do whatever they can. And it was the first thing that we did that was kind of off script and fun.
Perfect. Last question. He's leaving. Goodbye, Fez, forever. What do you have to say?
I would say that even though I am personally sad to see you leave New York, because now New York seems like such a part of you, I'm so thrilled that you found something that you really are passionate about, and I think that all of us joined our group together to try and find a dream job and try and find what we're passionate about and actually execute, and you're someone who is living that fully every day. And I'm so happy for you to explore a new city and a new life, and I know that you'll do the same thing that you did for all of us when we didn't know each other during orientation, and now look at us all 2 years later. So I know you'll have that effect in your new city.
Fez is fabulous. That's the word that I would, that's the one word that I would use to describe him. However, if I want to give you a little more detail, he is a bundle of joy. He's a I mean, like, because people love him so much, we are doing this. We're making this amazing video for him.
Yeah.
And then I think he has this beautiful like magic that makes everyone so comfortable. And then although like you may not know him very much, but like he has this ability to make people so comfortable around him, and then like after 1 second somehow you're his friends. And it's an amazing ability, and I think it's fabulous. Sadly, I don't have a lot of memories to choose from, but like all the memories I had was amazing. If I have to choose one thing is when I actually met him in person for the first time. We danced so much. He just never stopped moving his limbs. Like, he just never stopped. And then like after the entire night, he just like came out like sweating like so much, like just like he came out right after Zumba class. And then I honestly thought, because like I only had professional network with him before then, so after that night I realized that he's down to earth, and that he's down to make a lot of friends. And then and that's the day I realized that I'm his friend.
Perfect. Last one is just last messages to Fez, and just tell him he's leaving. Oh my God, he's leaving tomorrow for DC forever. Pretend it's forever. He'll be back, but and tell him your last thoughts.
Fernando, I am really happy that we got to know each other, although for a very short time. And then, like as I have said earlier, all the memories that I had shared with you is very memorable. And then I have to tell you that we should go to a K-pop place. I mean, like okay, so you told me that I have lost the dance stuff in the Latin pop. However, I am very confident with K-pop, so you have to just learn some moves and then be prepared to get lost. Just saying. Okay, so that's my word, and I'll see you in DC.
Yes. If I need to talk about Regina Fernando. I don't know. Fernando is such like the most joyful person, the most lovable person, the most caring person that I met the first week of New York. It's just like a person who like immediately. You were like, Broadway, I'm gonna take you to Broadway, and we were like in an hour at the Broadway, and he managed me to get me into Wicked. So that's Fernando, a person who cares, a person who gets shit done. That's who's Fernando. Yes.
So, tell us your favorite memory.
Yes. Hamilton! Oh my god, Fez came in a costume of Hamilton. Oh my god, this is so amazing. He actually now in the Instagram of Hamilton Musical official Instagram page. Please like, follow, subscribe, share, etc. Because like Fez deserves that. Fez is amazing. Amazing! After that, it's just like how it was like amazing because like sharing that experience of going to Hamilton with like an absolute fan as I am. Even like he was like, oh my god, he was such an extra. He was in a costume. Oh my god, love it, love it.
Okay, so last message. Fez is leaving. He's gone tomorrow. You'll never see him again. Okay, but not really. But last messages to him about your experience in life and everything.
Fez, I'm actually gonna crash into your couch during the DC conference. I'm coming for you. See ya!
Fez for me is the warmest, most joyful, most amazing person one of the most amazing persons that I've met in SIPA. He's like wonderful, impressive energy. He's always there for his friends. It's like undescribable. Like it's just, I think of Fez is really like this huge, like strong emotions of like love, joy, support. Just an amazing person all around.
Love it. Favorite memory?
Favorite memory? I'd have to say that or two trips to dance with Litter Alley. Woo! BTM. We were partying and cleaning up the streets in Brooklyn and Lower East Side. It was amazing. We had so much fun. I had like this meditation, like this. It was just an overall amazing experience. So yeah.
And last messages. He's moving to DC. What's the last thing you want to say to him? This crazy guy.
That man, I love you. I'll always be 4 hours away and just a phone call away and a text away. And I want to see you, man, every weekend, and love you, te quiero, Fez.
Alright, a little Spanish message, go.
Fez, te quiero mucho, loco, tú sabes cómo te amo. Eso te puedo decir, te amo demasiado y loco, te voy a echar mucho de menos. Eso, abrazo grande.
Fernando is someone who just, he feels like home. You know, you've never met him before and you're in a new state across the country from where you're from, and he's just, you know, makes everything feel good. Makes you feel accepted. I don't know, he's the best. Fernando's the best, one of the best people I've ever met.
So, do you have any memories of Fez? Like, give me a story.
I don't know if I have a story, but Fernando is one of the only people who acknowledges that I know a little bit of Spanish. And so he will always, no matter what, speak to me in Spanish and greet me in Spanish, and it makes me really happy because nobody else does that because I have horrible Spanish. And I love it.
So, Fez is leaving us. So, last messages to this incredible man. What do you want to tell him? What was the last 2 years of hanging out with him like?
I guess I want to say thank you, Fernando, for being just an anchor for all of us. Every single person in our program, just, I don't know, you were everything for all of us. You made us all feel like we had a family here when none of us did, and it was really special, and I'm so excited to see what you do, and we're also proud of you.
So if I were to describe Fez, I would say he's like one of the most kind, open, and generous people I've ever met. Like,
he is always open to take you under his wing and invite you into things that he's doing. And when you're around him, you just feel welcome. You feel invited. And yeah, I just love that. He's great. He's great.
Is there a story that you want to share? Like some kind of thing that you guys experienced together that was kind of cool or fun or whatever?
I don't know if there's a specific story that I think of Fez about, but he was the very first person that I met at SIPA. And just having him be that sort of anchoring force when you're in a new life, in a new context, he took all the pressure out of the situation. He made you feel like, you know, this is okay and it's not scary, and he put a really personal, relatable feel on what was happening in a way that I really appreciated. He really just took the edge off of the fear that was involved with such a big change in my life.
Any last things, like he's leaving, you want to say any last things to me?
I mean, like, Fez leaving New York is such, it feels fake because Fez was this like giant institution in my life in New York, that he was just this figure that was so relatable and so appreciative and so relatable, that him being gone, Fez, you being gone, is just really, it's weird. It doesn't feel quite right, and it will definitely leave a hole in my social context, in our friends, and I really truly hope that Fez is not actually gone from my life, but that we will continue to have a really strong friendship going forward.
So Fernando is my best friend's best friend, and I want to hate him for it. I really do. I'm very jealous. He and Nitin hang out all the time without me. I'm never invited, and you know, it just makes me feel so. You know, I don't love it, but you know, Fernando's impossible to fucking hate. So I hate you for being Nitin's best friend, but I love you for everything you are.
How does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean, impoverished by providence and squalor, grow up to be a hero and a scholar? The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by working a lot harder, by being a self-starter, by 14, they placed him in charge of a trading charter, and every day okay. Fernando reminds me of Lin-Manuel Miranda and Alexander Hamilton, and he is not throwing away his shot, and he is going on to big things.
Perfect. And memory.
I think one of my favorite memories with Fernando is playing cards. So we've done this a couple times. We've played Rummy with Shreya and Achu when he was in the hospital with his throat situation. I don't remember what it was called. The abscess on his esophagus. And then we also play cards with my dad when he was visiting. So it's one of the more
Julie!
No! Get the fuck out of here now!
I know, I'm not coming. Bloodhound Gang is coming up.
Okay, I'm going. Get the bitch out of here. Of course you do. Go, keep going, keep going, keep going.
And I hope that we can play cards again in the future. I'd like to just leave that one as is, because that was kind of funny.
Alright, message, it's not leaving us, don't worry.
Okay, as your career coach, Fernando, I am available at your disposal anytime that you'd like to recruit for New York City jobs. We have not given up on you returning to the greatest city in the world, and I'm available whenever you want career coaching, so long as it is not to work in the oil and gas industry, because that will never be okay. And I'm very excited for you and your career and development at the World Bank, and I think that you're going to be amazing. And I'm just very grateful to have you as a friend. You bring a lot of love and joy into my life, and I couldn't imagine my time at SIPA without you.
It is so difficult to describe Fez because he's so larger than life, but I think to take a stab at it, it would be that he's like the heart of every party. He's just always there, and he's making you feel welcome, and he's always there with like a giant bear hug and like food, which he's often like cooked for everybody, and like just to have people over to...
Sorry, Michael.
Should I just start again?
Wait, not right now. No, not right now. We're talking. I'm gonna go home, so I wanna get in line. Okay, wait, just hold on.
Okay, come in.
Close the door.
Should I start again?
Yeah.
Okay. It is so difficult to describe Fez. It is so difficult to describe Fez because he's just so much larger than life. But to take a stab at it, I would like to say that he is the heart of every party, because he's, well, always at most parties, which is great. But he's just always there, making you feel welcome, making you like welcoming you with just giant hug and warm food, and he's just always someone who's such a calming, comforting, and home-like presence, no matter where you meet him. And I love that about him. I love he's such a just open-hearted, generous person. He's always kind of bringing you into the fold. Just all of the warm, fuzzy things. That's just Fez.
So tell me like a story, a memory, some kind of little tidbit or something you always did together that was fun. Something like that.
I think if like when thinking about like memories of Fez, it's just like a lot of like random thoughts running through my head. I don't know which one to pick. I mean, is it the first time he gave like I ever went for a Broadway show, it was like Fez gave me a ticket, or the time that he and we fought our way up to SIPA when it was like raining and snowing, or the time when we went stargazing at the retreat, and it was really weird because we were lying on like this grassy patch, like just waiting to die. But just like all of the, or honestly like a new part of our friendship was when we discovered we both like memes. But I think the thread that ties through all of these memories and stories is just like how much fun and how much sweetness there is in every interaction with Fez, which is my lasting memory of him.
Okay, so he's leaving. No! What are your last things that you want to say to him? The last thoughts?
Firstly, I don't appreciate being left. So please amend the situation. But I am so glad that you're going to do something. We spoke about it the last time we had the chance to have like a long-ish chat, and I'm really glad that you're like venturing into this new sector where you're going to be learning so much and getting to apply what you've learned. And professionally, I could not be more proud and more excited for you, and personally as well, I hope that we're moving towards that lives we always want to be living, and I see that happening for you, and I'm so happy. And I am still not forgiving you for the whole like DC thing, but I can't wait to hear about everything that is going on in your life now, and the memes will continue.